is the third round of the tournament. I'm 2.5 out of 3 after 2 wins and 1 draw. And now I'm playing against Quartus player, is almost rated 1700 and in the past it was rated more than 1800. Now I already played against him and I know for the fact that he plays the Scandinavian or the Pierce. Usually he plays the Pierce, so I was ready for that. But I forgot what he played, so I didn't really prepare. I wasn't too scared, to be fair, because I feel like with the Pierce I have a lot of winning chance, especially if I have a lot of time, because in Rapid I usually get a really good position and then I lose because I don't have time to think. But in Classical, I have a lot of time, so I'm pretty confident for this game. I play d4, obviously, and my opponent replied with d6. So he's going to play the Pierce. If you don't know the Pierce, basically your plan is playing d6 and you want to play with d6, e5 or c5 in the future. After having played d6, usually you want to develop the knight on f6, playing g7 and develop the bishop on g7. After that you castle and you usually try to expand on the queen side, but it depends because, as I said, you could also play e5 and is a really positional opening. If you are a beginner, I wouldn't really suggest that to you. Also because white has a lot of attacking chance, because you give him a lot of space, as you can see. So I play d4. I really like taking space. So if you give me space, I'm going to take it. And sometimes even more than I should. So after that, he played knight on f6, which is the main line. He's attacking this pawn and I can defend it many ways. You could play knight on c3, for example, but I play a different setup. So I played bishop on d3, which is theory, and he played the best move, which is e5. And that's what I forgot, because usually they don't play e5, usually they just play g6, and they flank to the bishop on g7. But playing e5, you might also play bishop on e7, so it's different. And I forgot that he used to play these. After he played it, I remember, not because he played this now, but because a couple of weeks ago we reached this position and I played f4 because I'm crazy. I sacked this pawn and then I proceeded to win, but it was a rapid game. Now that is a classical game, I know for the fact that f4 is not the best move. So I really need to think and try to play something which is better. Now I thought about taking and then playing f4. So I take and then I play f4. That's what I thought. But after that I wasn't so sure. Like he's saying that you can play bishop on c5, exactly, and that's exactly what I saw. Before doing this, I thought you were supposed to capture. And after that you can play bishop on c5. And the point is that I'm never going to castle short. And that's a big problem. So I didn't really like this line. So instead of taking the pawn, I played the best move. I took my time to think. And I played c3. And c3 is a really good move because if you take, which is kinda bad, you give me pretty much most of the control of the center. You traded the e pawn for the d pawn. And then I took with the c pawn, so now I have a d pawn again. My pawn are better, my pawn are stronger. That's not what you're supposed to do, obviously. So instead of taking, my opponent decided to develop the knight on d7. Which, I believe is a move. I see in the database that this position has been played a few times, but has been played. Now the next move I played is the best move, didn't know that. And it has only been played 6 times, at least on the Lichess database. And is f4. Well, you need to be a bit crazy in order to play this. But I feel like f4 is a really good move. And as you see, yeah, I like taking space, just a bit of space. So if you take this pawn, obviously it's not good. Because I take with the bishop, you basically make me develop a piece for 3. I still have a huge control in the center and I had zero problem. Also, as you can see, c3 it's just a really good move because I'm also kinda solid. Even in this case, I'm kinda solid. I mean, it's not that I have a ton of weaknesses, even though I probably overextended. And if you take this way, again, I have a massive center. I really wouldn't suggest you to do that. It's almost +1. So instead of doing that, he played c6. Now, yeah, I wasn't sure about c6. This has been played, it is the most played move in this position, but I mean, this position was played 5 times. So, and I don't really love this move because it's too slow. Like, in my opinion, you should just castle and develop, but pushing this pawn, I mean, I don't know. Okay, you want to play d5 in the future, but d5 now doesn't work, I just take. Could also take this way. So, d5 right now is not that it really works. So, I mean, I don't know. He said that the point was to develop the queen on c7. I get it, but I feel like it's too slow. You make me do whatever I want to do. I developed the knight on f3. And yeah, he played queen on c7. And as you can see, it's +1.5. Because, I mean, you are really passive. I mean, your pieces are bad. Your pieces are bad. This bishop is terrible. You need at least 2 moves in order to use it, and it's still bad because it's blocked by your own pawns. This bishop is the same. You're not going to tell me that these knights are incredibly strong. And also, I mean, you still have to castle, you still have to do a lot of stuff. I just castled. And now I can just attack. I have more space, my pieces are much better, I'm definitely better, which is true. And he developed the bishop on e7, which obviously I think is something you're supposed to do. Now he's saying it's +1 with the measured depth. I believe him. I mean, it's not that I'm winning, but I am definitely much better. Now he says that I should play queen on e2 or queen on e1. I thought about queen on e1, but usually mistake that I do in a position like this is that I tend not to develop the pieces. So I just play queen on e1 and start attacking, but I need to develop pieces, obviously. So for this reason, I developed the bishop on e3, which is not a bad move. If you let Stockfish things, I mean, it's not going to say that this is inaccurate. It's also true, though, that the bishop on e3 doesn't do a lot. Although the point is that I want to develop the knight on d2. I can't do this now, though. Be careful, because he has knight on g4. So let's say I have a knight on d2. I have to play this bishop for the knight, which obviously, positionally speaking, is not a good thing. So don't want to do that. If you play knight on g4 now, I can just go back. I thought about playing bishop on d2. And after that I'm going to play h3. And I can even bring the bishop on e3 again, so this doesn't do a lot. This basically gives me a free move. This gives me h3 for free, so it's not a good move to play. And instead of playing that, I just decided to castle, which is a good move. And now he's saying that I should take. And I thought about taking, but after I take and take, I don't know, I mean, yeah, I'm better. Definitely better, but what is my plan? Now he's saying that I should just play king on h1 and I slowly bring my pieces in the king side. I guess. But yeah, probably that's the plan. But yeah, I wasn't really sure about this position because you can develop the knight. I mean, you can move the knight and then you might develop the bishop on g4. But I don't really want to give you that. So instead of playing that move, first I played queen on e1. And I have a point because I would like to develop the knight, but if I do that, he has knight on g4. So the logic is that I should play h3. Although, let's say I play h3. I was scared about this move, knight on h5, which is playable. And the problem is that, let's say, okay, I could take. But let's say I push. And I mean, don't think that changed a lot. He has knight on g3, which is annoying. So even if I play h3, I still have problems. So the point of playing queen on e1, as you can see, is that after I play h3 and this line occurs, the queen just blocks the g3 square. That was my point of playing queen on e1. Yeah, it's not a bad move. He played a6. Now a6 does nothing. I can't really explain a6. You also say that, I mean, he played a6 because he didn't know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, just develop pieces. You could play b6, b5. Then you develop the bishop. I feel like that's the best way. Now Stockfish is saying c5. Yeah, I mean, you could also push. I mean, yeah, you have stuff to do. He's saying d5. I thought d5 was bad. I thought d5 was bad, to be fair. But after that, I guess you can... No, in fact, you can't take that. Because you have a huge weakness, I guess. So what are you supposed to do? Or just d takes? Oh, I thought this was losing. Well, if you take a piece now, I just win another piece. Knight takes. Oh, and he still defends this. Yeah, I completely missed knight takes, which still defends the pawn. I thought it was just winning a piece. Yeah, I missed that idea. So yeah, d5 works. For all the game, I thought d5 didn't work. Perfect. So yeah, I played this and he played a6. And now, as I said, I want to develop the knight, but before that I need to play h3. And did I play h3 now? No, yeah, I played f5 first. I played f5 first. I mean, usually is a plan. This time it wasn't. I don't know what changed. I usually play similar setups to this, and f5 is the plan. This time is not. So it's like you play f5, queen on g3, you know, you have a lot of good pressure. I felt like it was a really good move, apparently it's not. But yeah, I guess you could also play h3 first. I want to play both. Now he's saying queen on g3. I didn't play queen on g3 because, okay, let's say nothing happens. And I managed to play bishop on h6. He has knight on h5. And then what? So the point of f5 is also that after this, because I saw this, I play h3 and you don't have discoveries attacking the queen because I have the pawn blocking the bishop. That was the point. If you take, I feel like it's really bad, so you need to go back because your knight was hanging too. But after that, what? I just play queen on g3. This doesn't win. This doesn't win. This is a draw. So yeah, for this reason, I didn't play queen on g3 because I thought queen on g3 did absolutely nothing. And since I really crazy, I just played h3. And why I'm saying I'm crazy? The point of h3 is not that I want to stop this. The point of h3 is that, let's say he plays this. I wanted to play g4, which loses. I'm so good. Which loses. But, I mean, visually speaking, g5 is coming. The queen is coming. I thought this was crashing, to be fair. I thought it was much better for all the game. Stockfish says I'm probably worst, which is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, after I play h3, I'm worst. Because he has d5 again. For all the game, I thought d5 wasn't a good move. Maybe also my opponent thought about that. Yeah, it all just didn't work. But it works. Because, again, after this happened, you can take with the knight. So instead of playing this, my opponent took the pawn. Which is a move. Don't really know why is a move. Because after that, you can't play d5. You can't play d5 now. And I thought this was a really good break in the future. Like, if you prepare d5, since I thought it wasn't working. But now you just can't because I play e5. And if I play d5, I mean, you get destroyed. So, my opponent played d5. He played d5. And I was, like, kind of really shocked. I mean, you know Ian Nepomniachtchi? the Grandmaster, you know, I mean, yeah, you obviously know him. And he makes wide face a lot if he sees a move that he thinks is wide or bad. And I'm the same. Like, you see me playing, I'm like, something like that is, I'm wide. But yeah, I was like, what was that? Yeah, in fact, it's bad. He thought it was good. But yeah, it's just a really bad move. I mean, at least visually speaking, it looks crashing. He calculated this stuff, though, because after I play this, he plays knight on a4. I saw it, and I thought that taking the knight wasn't good. In fact, it's not the best. It's not the best move. Let's say I take. Pawn take. You might think you can win the pawn, but after knight on g5, oh, which is good. I thought it was actually pretty bad. Yeah, I thought you could just take the knight. I take. And then you have f6. But yeah, he take. Take this way. And what? Apparently you can take, and then... Yeah, the king side is pretty weak. Apart from that, there was also another move, I believe. No, I'm just saying queen on b6. But yeah, it's not an easy position. Although I thought this was bad for me, actually. And even if I play this and I go back with the knight... I don't know, I wasn't sure about this because you have c5. Yeah, I saw c5 and... probably going to lose something. So yeah, I wasn't sure about taking. So he calculated this stuff. What he missed though is that I have knight c3 on knight bd2. I thought about these moves. I didn't play both of them because let's say I play this knight take and what? I take with the bishop. Well, I mean, and what? I have a lot of space, a lot of attacking chance. So obviously that makes sense. But instead of doing that, I thought I had an even better move. Which I played, and it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's bishop on f4. Bishop on f4 has a point. First of all, your knight is under attack. And second, I might threaten in a pretty soon future, because now the bishop is hanging, to play e6, attacking the knight and the queen. So after this move, I thought I basically had to play queen on b6. Which is not true. The best move is saying, oh, wait though. Stockfish is thinking, and is thinking that this move is pretty good. I mean, now it's +4. Took me like 10-15 minutes to think about this. Can't be that bad, come on. Yeah, in fact it's pretty good. Stockfish doesn't understand my play. I'm better than Stockfish, obviously. It's not even a question. The more he thinks, the more he gets better, so... How can you say he's imprecise? It's a beautiful move. So he's saying you could play knight on f8, whatever that does. Okay, this pawn is hanging, but after take, the queen defends it. So okay. Yeah, he played queen on b6, which was the move I was thinking about. And in my mind I had two options. Taking the knight or playing knight on c3 or knight d2. Now if I play knight on c3 though, I was like, what if he takes? Okay, I take, and I take. Well, I have a lot of nested deaths though. Ton of space. Yeah, it makes sense. It's good. It's good. I thought it was pretty similar to what I played. Apparently it's not, because I missed a tactic. So in this position, I just decided to take the knight. And... after pawn takes, I took the pawn. And now, I mean, I think you can take on b2. It's still bad for you, obviously, I have a lot of space. And after that, I play knight b on d2. Yeah, it's similar to that position. The difference is that, though, probably I had the bishop pair. Now I have a knight instead of the bishop. Yeah, I'm bad. But the game didn't go like this. After they took the pawn, my opponent just played bishop on f8, which is kind of a wild move. Although it made sense in my mind, because now you are threatening maybe f6, but more importantly, I think you are threatening knight on f6. Let's say do nothing. Don't you have knight on f6? Like, let's say go back and you have an annoying knight. Yeah, I was kinda scared about this. Obviously, you can't take the knight because you lose the queen. So, the move I played, I thought it was a pretty clever move. First of all, the move I should play is knight on c3. And after they take, bishop on d2. And I am actually threatening to trap the queen. You probably have to move the queen, don't you? No, I mean, no, not trapping the queen though. But yeah, he says queen on b4. Yeah, I will move the queen to be fair. And after that, queen on g4. Yeah, he's crashing. But I was greedy. Probably too greedy. And I played queen on c2, which is a blunder. If you find the knight on e5, knight takes c5, which is the move that suggested my friend after the game. The game didn't go like this. I saw knight takes on e5. I thought I was losing for him, because obviously this is a tactic that works because of this pin. So you can take, and I'm not going to take this way because I can't. But I thought that after taking with the knight, rook take. Oh wait, you can take. Yeah, exactly, so what? Oh, you have this intermezzo move. But after I move, rook take now, then I take, queen take, like, see, like, take a look at this position. I have 5 pawns, and he has 6, okay? He has the couple of bishop, but, first of all, these bishops are not the greatest bishop I ever seen, although, just take a move to make them better. No, I mean, this bishop is just crash. This bishop can't take this, obviously is defended. And what I have more is that I have his change. I'm up on his change. I have 2 rooks, he doesn't. And down a pawn, but I still up on material. So I thought this was winning in the long run, which probably it is. But it's not easy. I thought I had a much higher advantage than that. Although, unfortunately, the game went different. And then saying unfortunately, and the next move is the reason why I made this video the way it's named. He took the pawn with the queen. The pawn on d4. Now, I make faces. I was like, yeah, something like that. I was really shocked by this move. Because, and I mean, I took a few minutes to think, because I was like, where is the tactic? Where is the tactic? There is not. Just blunder the full queen. A 1700 FIDE, which is a Raiders Crown player, blunder the queen in a classical game. This never happens. I mean, never happened. Since I played tournaments, it never happened to me even once. Or to any of my opponents, to be fair. That's a really big blunder. I mean, it can happen, obviously. But yeah, I was shocked. And yeah, that's the worst way to win, in my opinion. Because I think I was playing a good game. It wasn't a bad game. I was better. And then they're like this. I mean, you worked hard in order to gain the win, then you win, but it was too easy, you know? So you're not really satisfied about this win. And that's the worst way to win. Obviously, I'm not going to complain, but yeah, I would have liked to play longer games, to reach an end game where I was up a pawn and then slowly win it. That would have been much better. But yeah, what can I say? The game went like this. And after I took the queen, he resigned, obviously. It's plus 10 because you just blundered a full piece. Like, it's not that you even win the knight back. So, to show respect, I just decided to resign. I mean, if in a classical game you blunder the queen and you keep playing, you just want to be punched in the face, honestly. You just want to waste your opponent time. No way he's going to lose. Unless he's a really bad player, but at this level there is no way someone can lose up a queen. But yeah, after all of these, I gained another point. And now I'm 3.5 points out of 4. 3 wins and 1 draw. So, great tournament. Unfortunately, it's not a rated tournament, otherwise would be like... Otherwise, we'll gain just 80 points again, which, I mean, wouldn't be bad, but yeah. Unfortunately, it's unrated. But guess what? I'm second in this tournament. The only one with 3.5 points. And the first one is the candidate master, the big fish, with 4 points out of 4. He won every game. The last game he won against in 1800, I mean, pretty scrum player. Obviously, he is a 2000 player, so he's supposed to win, but yeah. The next game is going to be pretty difficult, so wish me good luck. I'm going to play the next week, and in the meanwhile, I'll try to study something against him and making good videos for you. So, see you with the next video.